And that was another trainer. Now let's go see what more we have on this route. Oh, there's another girl trainer here. Let's go to you next. Are you a trainer? Let's have a practice battle. Oh, finally someone who actually realizes what all of these battles technically are. Practice battles. For me, they're just level up battles. Oh, and you're going to use a Hoppip. Caught on Route 32. One of the more boring Pokemon in the second generation, if I need to be honest. Very weak even, so not even going to bother. Just a bad Jigglypuff ripoff, if I need to be honest. Ooh, next we have Bulbasaur. Been a while since that guy was starter Pokemon. A Gen 1 starter Pokemon. And it has grass type moves, of course, so I need to be careful with my rock type. But it is also a poison type, don't forget about that. So rock and ground is still viable to use against this guy. As you can see. Almost a level up for Joffrey. Final one's another Hoppip, so that's not going to be a problem. We have a super effective move against you. Throwing rocks against you. And that is going to put Joffrey at level 18. And the trainer has been beaten. Alright, was that the final one on this route? Let's in the meantime still switch my Pokemon. Andros and Ferdinand are still level 17. Let's go for Andros first. Let's cut through the grass. I'll return here in a minute. I can see the other Pokemon that appears here I cannot catch quite yet. If we do actually reach the daycare center, let us raise your Pokemon for you. Emphasis on the us. Because unlike in the previous game, there's actually two people here. There's two Pokemon you can actually raise at the same time. I am the daycare man. Do you know about eggs? I was raising a Pokemon with my wife, you see. And we were shocked to find an egg. How incredible is that? So, want me to raise a Pokemon? Sure. Which one should I raise for you? As you can see, just like in the first game, you can select any of your Pokemon to leave behind at the daycare center, and they will actually raise him for you. Like Lester, for instance. You can come back for him later. However, as you can also see, there is a second person here, a lady. And she can actually also raise a Pokemon for you, so you can actually leave two at the same time. And the reason why they were talking about eggs is actually also relevant here, because leaving behind two Pokemon can actually involve eggs as well. Not in my case, because all of my Pokemon are male, so that is actually not going to do anything right now. But one of the Pokemon you can actually catch here can actually be very beneficial for that. Okay, in my case, my explanation about the egg making actually has to wait. Because both of the Pokemon I leave behind are both males, like Tommy. And the dialogue says it has no interest in Lester. And the same applies to Lester, of course. And that is because they are both boys. But the moment you leave behind a boy and a girl, then things are going to be different. But I currently don't have a girl to leave behind here, so... And there's actually also a very good way to work around that, but that I also don't have quite yet, so... I think the true explanation on this actually has to wait until next time. Until the moment I actually catch the Pokemon I'm after. But for that I'll actually wait a bit. First I'd like to continue on this route. I'll focus on the wild Pokemon later. I'm confident in my ability to raise Pokemon. Want to see? No, I just want to see how they battle. And let's see how they do. A camper. Only has one Pokemon. But it is a new one for this game. Psyduck. Well, it is a water type, so luckily we have our electric type out. Andros can immediately take care of business. that won't help you. Goodbye. And it was the only one, so we're already done. Easy trainer. This was the final one, I'm pretty sure, because we see the sign of the route already here. Route 34, from Goldenrod City to Azalea Town. An Ilex forest somewhere in between. Interesting. Let's go enter Goldenrod City. Awesome, it's even gold colored. As it should be. Well, first building to the left is already the Pokémon Center, so take note on that. And let's go see what else we have. The radio tower in Goldenrod City is a landmark. They're running a promotional campaign right now. They'll modify your Poké Gear, so it can also serve as a radio. Ooh, that sounds interesting. Definitely a place we want to check out. The mart is over here, by the way, but as you can see, a pretty big building. So we'll explore that later. As you may remember from the first game, in Celadon City, where the mart was also a bit bigger. You know what it meant there, so you can kind of guess what it is going to do here. It is also indeed going to be a shopping mall, rather than a small little mart, you might say. We'll be checking that out in a minute. Also part of exploration here in Goldenrod, of course. Now, let's go take care of the computer business. Two things we need to do. First of all, we need to get the Drowzee out, which we need to trade in a minute. So might as well pick it up already. We have some room, since we actually left 2 Pokemon at the daycare center. And the second order of business is actually changing our box. Because Bill did call us that our box was full. 20 Pokemon can actually fit in the box, just like in the first game. Do need to make sure you switch boxes regularly in order to make sure they don't overflow. Alright. We have room to catch new Pokemon. And therefore we can also return to Route 34 and Ilex Forest in order to try to get the rest of the Pokemon we still need to get there. Yeah, might as well do it immediately. Let's get it out of the way quickly. Exploring Goldenrod is something I'd like to do a little bit more, but this also needs to happen. Let's go see what we can find. Oh, yeah, here we go. This is indeed what I'm after. The ultimate Pokemon for the daycare center. I'll explain in a minute why, but first we need to catch it. A Ditto. Remember, the Pokemon that can actually transform in any other Pokemon. It's always the only move it knows, transform. And the moment it uses it, it changes into the Pokemon it is facing. And the fact that it can change into any Pokemon is also the reason why it's so perfect for the daycare center. But let's go weaken it. That is of course the first thing that needs to happen. Take note on the fact that it's actually genderless. Normally the gender of the Pokemon is actually right besides the level, but in this case there's actually no gender. Can you guess what we're going to do in a minute? Alright, this should be enough. I don't have a whole lot of Pokeballs, so also need to make sure I buy a couple more in the department store in a minute. Especially if Pokeballs actually get wasted. Oh, when I get paralyzed, help. Still try to get some more damage in. Alright, thank you. This should be enough. I have 2 more. The Lure Ball is going to be useless, since this is not the Pokemon I'm catching with my rod. And I don't want to use a Great Ball and a weak Pokemon. But it looks like I'm still going to have to. Because this Ditto is a slippery fellow. Last Pokeball! Come on. Thank you! That was a Ditto. But we already caught one in Pokemon Red, so we don't have to go over the Pokédex. We will actually call you just like we did in Pokemon Red. Ditmar was my name. And this one, of course, being the second Ditmar. Now, let's go see what we actually can use this guy for. Remember how I talked about whenever Pokemon have different genders in the game, they might have some interest in each other. Ditto is actually the perfect candidate to make a match for every single Pokemon. Because don't think you can just put in any male or female Pokemon and you will always get an egg as a result. Not every single type of Pokemon is actually interested in each other. But Ditto is actually, because of its nature, a Pokemon that can make eggs with every Pokemon in the game. And therefore is the perfect candidate if you're trying to get some eggs. But since these two are already in the Pokemon Daycare Center, I'll actually wait until later before actually putting in the Ditto. I'm most of all going to use him in order to get some exclusive Pokemon that can only appear from eggs. Where the basic form of the Pokemon simply does not appear in the wild. Because you can only get them from eggs. But we don't have any of those Pokemon quite yet, so I'm also not in a hurry actually in putting Ditto in the Daycare Center right now. But what I am interested in is actually buying more Pokeballs, so let's go enter the department store of Goldenrod City. Yes, indeed, there's actually still one more Pokemon we need to get in the grass. Service counter being on the first floor. Second floor is what we are interested in right now, the Trainer's Market. The third floor actually has a battle collection. The fourth floor, Medicine Box. And the fifth floor, Technical Machine Corner. Also sounds interesting. Sixth floor, Rooftop Square. Alright, that's all we have here. Second floor is what we're interested in right now, because we need more Pokeballs. Let's go buy. And he only has healing items. Not interested in those. Probably the second guy then. Yeah, indeed, this is what we're after. Let's buy 8 Pokeballs. There's also Great Balls on sale here, but they're a little bit expensive. I'll buy those later. The Pokemon are still low level here, so... my notes say I want to talk to you. I got my Abra at the game corner. Now it's my best partner. Oh, that's the reason why my notes say that. She mentions the game corner. Also something we'll be taking a look at here in Goldenrod City. What do you have? Oh, this is all X items. Only battle use items. Nothing too important for me. And my notes. Okay, apparently I don't have to talk to anybody here. Next floor. The fourth floor. This is actually the medicine box, apparently. So this is where we can buy... Yeah, here we can buy the stat increasing items. But as you can see, they're pretty expensive, so... Don't mind me if I actually skip out on these for now. But this is indeed where you can buy them. Just like in the Celadon department store, they can be bought in the department store, these items. There's actually 3 persons we want to talk to here. The girl in red up first. On Sundays, a lady comes to check out Pokemon. She even gives away technical machines. Yeah, indeed. Whenever your in-game clock is on Sunday, a lady will appear here checking out your Pokemon. And if they're judged good enough, she will actually give you technical machines. And I'm pretty sure they're not very important, so... And it's also not Sunday, so... I can't even do it right now. But just remember, whenever it's Sunday, you can actually get your Pokemon judged over here. I collect Pokemon. Do you have a Drowzee? Want to trade it for my Machop? I definitely want to trade it for your Machop. The whole reason why I actually talked about a Drowzee being used as a trait because of this Machop. And it looks like Machop is actually a Pokemon that does not appear in the wild in this game, so can only be caught by means of trading. Drowzee was sent to Mike. And for Treecks' Drowzee, Mike sends Machop. Mike bids farewell to Machop. And I will bid hello to Machop. In fact, I think... yeah, since I don't really have a full party right now, I might be able to use this Machop even. It is a traded Pokemon, so the level up is going to be quicker, of course. Remember that rule, whenever a Pokemon is traded, it levels up quicker. Yay, I got myself Drowzee. Thanks. No, thank you, because I got a Machop now. And unlike in the previous game, I think because of getting it so early, this is actually a pretty good Pokemon to use. Yeah, I think I'll keep it around in my party for now. Actually sounds like a good idea. I'm short one Pokemon in my party anyway, so... Where are you? There you are. Machop, the superpower Pokemon. It loves to work out and build its muscles. It is never satisfied, even if it trains hard all day long. Awesome. Well, let's keep it in my party for now. It is called Muscle, apparently. Of course, because of it being a trade Pokemon, you can't change the name. And level 12 is also not too bad, so don't need a whole lot of level grinding. It comes with Low Kick as an attacking move, Leer as a stat changer for the opponents, and Focus Energy as a buff move. Interesting. And the item it's carrying is a Gold Berry, apparently. Good healing item, just in case. We also want to talk to you. Mystery gift. With just a little beep, you can get a gift. Oh, is that all? Alright, then I'll explain it later. Mystery gift is actually an option that is used in the main menu. Once a day, I'm pretty sure, but more on that later, the moment we restart our game. The service counter here actually sells technical machines, like the print at the bottom floor said. There's a couple of very good ones, namely all of the punch moves are here. Thunder Punch, Fire Punch and Ice Punch. All of them really good moves, of course. But also very expensive. So let's go buy ourselves Ice Punch. It's probably the one we can make use of the quickest here. For the rest we don't quite have the money yet, so need to come back for those later. But those I indeed also want to buy. We need to come back for them later. But we do have one now, Ice Punch. The earliest ice type move you can actually get in the game. Yeah, of course a fighting type is able to learn it, but I think Fairy is actually a better bet. I always really like combining my water type with an ice type, as you might remember from Pokemon Red, so... Might as well also do it in this game. Fairy, it's time for you to also become my ice type. Let's learn Ice Punch. Awesome. For Thunder Punch, for Andros, I'll come back later. And Fire Punch. Yeah, that's Pokemon I don't quite have yet, so... that is also something for later. The final floor is actually the rooftop cafe, you might say. Rooftop square. This is also where the vending machines are, where you can buy lemonade. Just like in Pokemon Red, you can actually buy a couple of drinks at the vending machines. Yeah, that's pretty much all. That was a quick exploration of the department store here in Goldenrod City. Very similar to the one in Celadon City, as you can see. If we turn to the first floor. The basement floor is actually nothing for us to do, so I'll skip out on that. We'll be entering there through a different side quest anyway, later on, so we can explore that place later. And speaking of exploring, let's go continue doing that. We still need to catch ourselves a Drowzee, of course. The other Pokemon that I talked about a minute ago, which I can't catch quite yet, we actually need a Drowzee for, so... Let's go start looking for another Drowzee. And not boring Rattatas. But anyway, to explain that quickly, there's actually another Pokemon that can appear here, but it's pretty much impossible to catch if you don't use a certain type of move in order to render it helpless. And for right now, Drowzee is actually the only Pokemon that can do that automatically, not with a move that you learn later on. And that's the reason I want to catch a Drowzee first, before going after that other Pokemon that also appears here. So I'll cut the video until we finally meet another Drowzee. Or let's not cut the video, because here he is already. Oh, and indeed, he is here already. It's indeed a boy, so... It would be nice if I catch this one. So I can simply call you Howard. I don't really have a girl name for Drowzee, to be honest. Because I'm pretty sure I never caught a girl. At least not the one I actually just traded. Well, we have a new stack of Pokeballs in our backpack, so let's go use them. For our definitive catch of Drowzee. Yeah, thank you. Here we go. Drowzee was caught, and this time around we will give him the definitive name. This one is a boy, so I can do it simple. Howard. Number 2. And he was sent to Bill's PC, of course. Should have known that actually. But the Pokemon Center is not too far, so... You are indeed a Pokemon I'm going to use immediately, even though I'm not going to put you in the team. I already used Drowzee last time. You can actually go away for a minute. You'll be used later. But now I want to use Drowzee. Allow me to put him on top. Not Pokédex, Pokemon. He actually comes with a move that we need in order to catch another Pokemon on Route 34.